Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. So we have all kinds of machines here. And we have a live audience.
Y tenemos audiencia viva.
And we have an experiment. We're trying a new device.
Estamos probando en un nuevo adminículo.
And now, how do we do this?
¿Cómo hacer esto?
Daitesha, we are hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Oh, sorry.
Others are hearing you.
I hope so.
I hope the ones who are wanting to. We all like to hear you, but then again. So I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. No, that doesn't work. Okay, this is all a little different arrangement, technical arrangement, but so it is. Let's see if it works. Om Gyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya. No, we're still hearing you, Daitesha.
No, it was not me this time.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatang Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaudangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome back, everyone, to Saturday Sanga. After 2 weeks, last week I was having another engagement. What do we do? It was a deity worship discussion, 2 days for Central Asia, including places like Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, or whatever it's called, and or I don't even know what these countries are called, Tajikistan, and such places. And so we didn't have our Saturday Sangha, but here we are. It's again Saturday, and so we can have Sangha. And we can go through Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura's song from Kalyana Kalpataru. And we can do some show and tell, and we can discuss all kinds of things, including, if time allows, some more discussion of hermeneutics, and specifically want to look at a famous verse or two from Chaitanya Charitamrita in that regard. And what else? Yeah, we will see as we go along. Something perhaps in recognition, acknowledgement that we're in the midst of Kartik month. And the month of Damodar. Yeah, I think we should read a poem from Surdas. And then let's see. That's all right. It's okay. It's okay, I think. No? It's not okay. He says, our stage manager says it's not okay. So there, now. Okay, now it's okay. All right, here we go. So this is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura's song number 19. And I believe this is the last of this series, this Upadesa series. And he begins Keno mana, addressing the mind. Keno mana, Kamere, Nacao, prema-pray, carma-mamsa-moy, jara-sukha abirama, jara-bisayete, sada, dhay. Tell me why, my dear mind, why are you forced to dance by lust? Nacao is dancing, Kamere by lust or in lust, prema-pray. And why do you think that such dancing is Krishna conscious? Prema-pray. Your lust is simply abounding in skin and meat, and you are addicted to non-stop material sense gratification. Carma-mamsa-moy, kama. Charma means skin, and mamsa means meat. Moy or maya means full of or consisting of. So kama, which is consisting of simply skin and meat. Jara-sukha abirama. You're addicted to non-stop material sense gratification. Jar bisayete, sada-dhay, sada, always, bisha. Bisha, sense gratification. Bisha, bish can also mean poison. Jiber, sharup, dharma. Cit-svarupe, prema-marma. Tahar, bisaya-matra, hari. Kama-abarane, hoy. Prema-ebe, supta-pray. Prema-jagao, kam dura-kori. The soul's original eternal nature is pure love. Jiber Sarupa Dharma, its original Dharma nature of the Jiva, cit-svarupe, in its in its core consciousness, is prema-marma. Marma here is translated as core, and it can mean heart or the essence, prema-marma. Tahar bisaya-matra hari. The sole object of repose for that pure love is Lord Hari. Bisaya-matra, the only Vishaya, the only object, tahar, of it, of that prema is Hari. Alas, how lamentable it is. How does that work? How lamentable it is that this inherent ecstatic love is now lying in a dormant, sleeping state due to the artificial covering of this temporary lust. My dear mind, banishing this lust to a distant place, just rouse and reawaken your sleeping prema. Okay, supta means sleeping. Kama-abarane, covered with kama. Being covered with kama, kama-abarane, hoy. Prema-ebe, supta-pray. The pray is like generally, I think. So basically, you're generally sleeping. Ebe is these, I think. Prema-jagao, wake up. Your prema, kama dura koriya, and put kama far away. Shraddha hoite sadhu-sange, bhajaner kriya-range, nista-ruci-asakti-udoy. Asakti hoite bhava, tahe prema pradurbhava, e-krama prema-upajoy. Only in the following sequence does pure love for Krishna awaken. First, one develops shraddha, faith, in the process of Krishna consciousness. And then, due to that faith, one becomes enthusiastic for sadhu-sanga, association of devotees. Then, by performance of bhajana kriya, devotional worship, bhajaner kriya-range, in the company of the devotees, there awakens nishta. Yeah, so he's giving the whole sequence, nista-ruci-asakti-udoy. Then ruci, taste, then asakti, attachment for the Lord. This attachment then gives rise to bhava, genuine ecstatic emotions. Asakti hoite bhava. From which tahe, prema pradurbhava, from which prema, pure love for Krishna, manifests It's reawakening, pradurbhava. Only in this sequence does prema come into being. E-krama, prema upajoy. Krama is sequence, upajai, arising, arises. Okay, and then we have ihate jotono jar she pai prema-sar krama-tyage prema-nahi-jage e-krama-sadhane-moy Keno koro durashoy kame prema kabu nahi lage. One who endeavors for this bona fide process gets the essence of pure ecstatic love for Krishna. Jatana means endeavors. Sepai prema-sar. He gets this pure ecstatic love for Krishna. One who neglects the proper order of this procedure, krama-tyage, giving up this sequence, prema-nahi-jage, prema does not arise. My dear mind, why are you maintaining the wicked mentality of apprehension and fear of this bona fide method of devotional service? e-krama-sadhane, boy, out of fear, boy. Keno koro durashoy, why? Keno. Koro ho durashoy, why do you keep it at a distance? Kame prema kabu nahi lage. By cultivation of your lust in this mundane sphere, you will never be able to touch upon genuine ecstatic love for Krishna. Kabu nahi means at any time. Lage, touching or gathering, taking up. And then finally the fifth verse, Natakabinoy pray shokapata prema-boy dhay matra indriya santosh indriya tosh anachar shoda koro parihar charo bhai apurana dosha. So by the likes of your dramatic performance of dancing in lust, nataka binoy, you think that this is indicative of your prema, prema-moy, shokapata. You think this is your prema, but it is actually a deceptive, feigned imitation of prema, indriya santosh, just simply satisfying the senses. Thus, your whole process is simply gross sense gratification. My dear brother, always reject such degraded, contemptible sense gratification. Indriya toshana char, I think is charya, giving up. Casting out this grave offense, parihar, shada koroha parihar, always casting this out. Charo bhai aparana dosha. This fault, dosha of aparana, charaha, giving up. Okay, let's try it. Do we have a backup band? We have a backup band. Keno mana Kamere Nacao prema-pray carma-mamsa-moy kama jara-sukha abirama carma-mamsa-moy kama jara-sukha abirama jara-bisayete sada dhay jara-bisayete sada jiber sarupa dharma cit-svarupe prema-marma jiber sarupa dharma cit-svarupe prema-marma bisaya-matra bisaya-matra kama-abarane hoy prema-ede supta-pray kama-abarane hoy supta-pray prema-jagao kama-dura kori prema-jagao kama-dura kori Shraddha hoy san Shraddha hoyite sadhu-sange bhajane kriya-range Shraddha hoyte sadhu-sange bhajane kriya-range nista-ruci-asakti-udoy nista-ruci-asakti-udoy asakti hoite baba tahe prema pradurbhava asakti hoite baba tahe prema pradurbhava e-krame prema upajoy e-krame prema upajoy ihate jatan ajar se bhai prema-sar ihate jatan ajar se bhai prema-sar krama-tyage prema-tyage krama-tyage prema nahi jage. e-krama-sadhane, e-krama-sadhane boy. Keno kodo asoy, e-krama-sadhane boy. Keno kodo asoy. Kame prema kabu nahi lage. Kame prema kabu nahi lage. Nata kabi noi cry, shakapata prema-pray. Nata cry, shakapata prema-pray. Dhay-matra indriya santosha. Dhay-matra indriya santosha. Indriyato shanachar sada kodo pariharama. Indriyato shanachar sada kodo pariharama. Charobai aparadha dosha. Charobai aparadha dosha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. This song, as the last one in this series, strikes me as a kind of summary, kind of concluding concluding the series. And so the focus is on the contrast between kama and prema, and the difference between serving the senses and serving one's own senses and serving Krishna's senses. So that's very nice. And again, it's a prayer to the mind, Keno. It's also a kind of provoking the mind, sort of like scolding the mind. Keno mana, you mind, why are you acting like this? So in all of these songs, which are be seen as a kind of mana shiksha, we get hints, or stronger than hints, we get strong indicators of how we can do some mind management. There's time management and there's mind management. Okay, I may have already read this last year. I have a bookmark on it, but I like it, so I'll read it again. This is Surdas praising child Krishna, the butter thief, from Jack Hawley's translation. He's, I think, giving very nice flavor in the translation from the, this is translation from Brajabhasa. And it goes like this. I'll read slowly for translation. Is there someone translating in Polish? Kavichan, okay.
Yes, we're translating.
Okay, thank you. Okay, here we go. Gopal is furtively eating butter. Furtive means trying to hide. Look, my friend, what a bright shimmer streams from the dusk-toned body of Shama. This is one gopi speaking to other gopis, presumably, describing Krishna's face. Look, my friend, what a bright shimmer, a bright reflection streams from the dusk-toned body of Shama, with drop after drop that was churned from curd, from yogurt, trickling down his face to his chest. As if the moon rained lovely bits of nectar on lovers approaching from below. His hand lends grace to the face beside it, and flashes forth. It moves quickly as if the lotus had dropped its feud, its fight, its argument with the moon. And come forth bearing gifts. Look how he's risen to peer from his lair. A lair is where a lion is hiding. Look how he's risen to peer, to look out from his lair, to look around on every side with wary eye. He scans the scene, and then he cheerfully feeds his friends. And that's the end of the quote. And then it goes on. Seeing Sur's Lord in his boyish fun, the maidens start. Yes, they're struck. And they start, weakened until their hearts are lost to speech. Thought after thought after thought. So it's describing how the gopis are stunned just watching child Krishna as he's stealing the yogurt and it's spilling down his face, and his hand reaches out compared to a lotus. And he is looking guilty because he knows he's doing wrong. What were we reading? That the whole program of Mother Yashoda was to prepare the best of the best of the best milk for Krishna. Her logic was to solve a certain problem in the neighborhood. The neighbors were complaining because Krishna would go to their houses and he would steal their yogurt and butter. And Krishna, for Mother Yashoda, this meant that it must be that our milk, our butter, our yogurt is not so good. He's looking for better. Okay, so I'll make the best quality. How? By taking the best of the cows, giving them the best grass, special grass. So 8 cows, special field with special grass for them, special milk. Then he won't steal from the neighbors, right? Wrong. And not only that, even though he has all of this, what is he doing? He's breaking the pots at home as well. So he's a troublemaker. But we were reading His Holiness Shivaram Swami's nice book, Damodar Leela. He's highlighting the point that Mother Yashoda is, yes, she's angry, but her anger it's a loving anger, and actually she's really just very happy. She's happy to see how clever her little boy is. So she feels she has to scold him, she has to tie him up, has to protect him from himself. Maybe we do one more. It's not so long. A little bit shorter. Okay, this is, I guess it's the other gopi ladies complaining to Yashoda. They're saying, Varajati kahe te nahi gopalahi Why don't you reprimand that boy? Why don't you scold that boy? What can I say? Every day it happens. I haven't the strength to endure. He swallows the butter, spills milk on the floor, smears his body with yogurt, then chases after any children in the house, spraying them with butter whey, with the liquid that comes from making butter. If ever I hide a thing, even in places far off and secret, he knows where. What to do? Defeated, undone, I'm driven to despair by your son. His thefts are so clever. That wish-fulfilling jewel, that their tale cannot be told. And so, to get a hold on him, says Sur, all of Braj is flowing, dashing here and there. So everyone wants to capture Krishna. Krishna is up to mischief. And so everyone is running after him to catch him. But why are they actually after him? Because he's so attractive. Chori adik chatur chintamani jahi na katakahi gopalahi surdas gahibe ka karan ban bhirat bahi gopalahi. Yeah. Sri Suradas, Sripat Suradas ki jai. Hare Krishna. Let's see now. Who's
Hare
all
Krishna.
here?
Vamos a ver ahora.
Now I'm going to move this forward. And I have to see.
A ver, vamos a ver.
Whoops, now we're hearing you again, Daityesha. Something changed. Okay, let me ask first, it's been a few weeks now that Rajali Lavati was planning to show us something. Did you want to show us something? Are you with us?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I'm here. I wanted to show you something. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, I hope you can hear me. Yes. Finally, I can show something. Let me just see my help paper. Yes, for a long time, I had an idea to present your book, Cow Care in Hindu Animal Ethics, on the class. I teach the class History of Prejudice and Discrimination in 20th century. So I want to implement the subject of cow care to the students. Now, I didn't know how should I do that. So I took the help of the team Spacism and anti-spacism as a new discipline in scholarly world. So I would like to make first introduction, 1 hour introduction into spacism. This spacism has several definitions, and the term was popularized by the Australian philosopher Peter Singer in his book Animal Liberation from 1975. And his definition is this speciesism, I don't know if I say it correctly, is a prejudice.
Speciesism. Yeah.
prejudice or attitude of bias in favor of the interests of members of one's own species and against those of members of other species. So I would give the introduction in this new theme by Richard Ryder, who wrote Animals, Men and Morals in 1971, then from Regan Tom, then from Dana Yerjorn, whose book is translated also into Croatian. I didn't know that. Her book on speciesism. It was translated 2009. And I also found one interesting article, A Working Definition of Moral Progress by Jeremy Evans. So it will be 1 hour of theory. And then I was thinking to introduce the book you wrote, although it has nothing to do or nothing much to do with speciesism. I would quote the introduction in your book where it says that there is a growing interest in the ethics of our treatment of animals. Philosophers have led the way, and now a range of other scholars have followed, from historians to social scientists. Animals have been an emerging issue in ethics and in multidisciplinary inquiry, although for centuries and in 20th century, for decades, they have been a marginal issue. Then I would say that at the core of all this conversation can be found a common concern: how might harm to animals and the consequent suffering be mitigated in the world? Awareness of the problem is a first step toward the development of conscience. Then I would say that you, in the introduction, write that cows in India are treated differently than in the Western world. On one hand, they are treated as special, they are even worshipped, and on the other hand, many cows are neglected, and increasing numbers are victims of a burgeoning beef and leather industry. There you says that it is difficult to understand these anomalies, and I would quote that this book has come about as a result of your attempt to understand more about cows in Indian tradition and current practice, hopefully prompting more serious discussion and then action to reverse what needs to be recognized as a deep anomaly and a great shame on our human species. Then I would say probably more from the tradition about the relationship with cows, and I would give the students to read the chapter 3, Cows in Contested Fields, Hindus' modern concern for cows, because I thought it would be very interesting for students who know something about Mahatma Gandhi and maybe know something about Dharma and some untouchables and caste in India. So it will be something they could relate to. May I please make share screen now? Can you see something?
Yes.
Okay. So I was thinking that students read this. Dayananda Saraswati, Reservoir of Compassion, and Mahatma Gandhi, The Law of Our Religion, and Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, Compassion Denied the Untouchables, and Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada, Cow Care for the World. These 4 chapters they could read at home. So next time when we meet, we could discuss. And this would be the questions we can discuss. In the first chapter, Dayananda Saraswati, the questions could be what Dayananda Saraswati declare as the purpose of the book, Cow Reservoir of Compassion, I think the main point would be that cows have to be protected as far as possible, and with their protection, agriculture and supply of milk and butter may increase, and thereby the comfort and happiness of all may grow more and more. Then what he claims are the reasons for cows to be protected. He gives them anthropocentric reasons. Theological argument is here of divine purpose. Then he gives some statistics. He counts that cow bring in their natural lifetime serving of kheer for around 25,000 persons, and that grain produced by 6 oxen over 8 years can feed around 256,000 people with a full meal. And on the other hand, flesh of a cow can feed only 80 beef-eating persons. And for third reasons, he gives unnecessary killing, which is sinful. Then we can discuss how does he organizes the aims, purposes, and rules for membership and decision making of his newly created organization, the Assembly for the Protection of Cows and Agriculture. There would be discussions of his employment of the ideas both from tradition and modernity integrated with political context. Then on this second chapter, Mahatma Gandhi, the law of war religion, we would discuss what is the Mahatma Gandhi's idea of non-violence. Less known in the West is that he viewed non-violence as comprehending human relationship to animals as well as to other human beings. Cows represents all animals for him, and for the benefit they render to human society. Then I would ask why Gandhi held Hindus more blameworthy than Muslims for mistreatment of cows. Despite professions of high regard for cows, he found that many Hindus were in fact neglectful of aged cows, over milking, lactating cows, and overworking and harshly treating bulls and oxen. Also, he saw some Hindus were selling unproductive cows for slaughter. Then we would discuss the third person, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, who discusses the theme mostly untouchables. How does he explains the notion of untouchability in his book? The untouchables, who were they and why they became untouchable. Significant element of his argument is that untouchability may be traceable to the Buddhism of India, after which, according to his analysis, non-Buddhist Brahmins during the Gupta Empire from 4th to 6th century made cow killing a crime and become themselves vegetarian. He opposes Gandhi's idea that untouchables, if they would be properly respected, would be inclined to identify them as Hindus. Why is the theory that Brahmins once ate meat a controversial claim? I think that will be a long discussion, which will be connected with something that they read at this next chapter, Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada, Cow Care for the World. Now, I would ask these questions. What is the ideological framework for cow care invoked by Swami Prabhupada? I would call him Swami Prabhupada, although it brings Srila Prabhupada for me to say. I would say that he said, cow care should not at all be about so-called Hindu or non-Hindu identity. Rather, it should be rooted in the understanding the cows, whatever they breed, are dear to Krishna, and that they are to be regarded as one's mother with care and respect. What text Srila Prabhupada refers to? Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavata Purana. And then I would say that in that text he finds and gives us the deepest understanding of the Dharma. What was the reaffirmation, the strict lifestyle standards he had left for his students. And then I would say that out of the 4 principles he asks his students to do, one is also not eating meat, fish and eggs, and we could discuss about that also. So my question to you would be, is this something I may do? Or do you have something else what you could suggest to me?
Sounds very good to me. Yeah, it's nice how you're planning to frame it within a discussion of speciesism. Now, please remind me and tell the others, this will be within a wider context of a course on?
The course is titled History of Prejudice and Discrimination in 20th Century.
History, sorry,
Prejudice.
What was the tragedy?
Prejudice.
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 Oh yeah, prejudice. Oh yeah, okay, so that works very well because prejudice is about various kinds of things like racism and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So speciesism fits right in there.
Mm.
And then from there leading into this subject is, I think, very good. And I think you've chosen just the right part of the book that will be most readable and accessible, and they'll be able to relate. So that's very good. And you're sort of smuggling in some information. What is Krishna consciousness?
Yes. And for me, it was very difficult to think how should I do this? Because on the other hand, we have your book, which is based on Shastra, and we have the books and articles which are written by scholars, but we have to take into consideration the 4 limits of a human being. So on one hand, there would be Shastra, on the other hand, there would be theories of scholars.
Mm-hmm. No, that's nice. I think you've got a very good plan. So
Yes.
all the best for your plan. And
thank you.
So obviously all your students are able to read English enough to
Yes.
be able to read this.
Yes, we have lots of literature on English language.
Yeah. And of
Yes.
course you can let them know that the entire book is available in digital form if they want to download it.
Yes.
case
And it would be the
interested.
best if maybe we can invite you also to present a part of your book. This would be the best case scenario.
Maybe not essential, but okay, we can see.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you all.
So this is your Go Seva.
Yes. This is what I could do.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, speaking of Go Seva, we had a program with Shida Mayapur. They were celebrating Gopastami, and a few speakers. They asked me to also speak something. His Holiness Bhakti-Purushottam Swami was speaking. He made a very nice point, kind of humorous point. He said, Krishna is all powerful. He can choose any profession.
Krishna es todopoderoso.
But he chose to be a cowherd. And generally the cowherds are considered the least qualified. It's common that in the village, the one or ones who watch over the cows, who herd the cows. They're considered the village, sort of the dullards. No qualification at all. Okay, they can watch over the cows. So Krishna took that session, and this way he actually showed his great intelligence. He showed his intelligence because in this way he left Daitisha. How is it that we sometimes hear you and then we don't, and then we hear you and we don't?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. Krishna left all of the headaches of managing the universe to the demigods. And in this way, he, as Bhakti Purushottam Swami put it, he had no need for stress management. Krishna was able to enjoy life unrestricted by anxieties. He could simply play his flute and herd the cows. Okay, good. Let me see now. Now, the way my screen is somehow, because we're using this tablet, so I'm not able to see who all is here. I'm just wondering, I think, but I'm not sure, Ananda Leela and Gaurachandra, did you want to update about your plans? Are you with us?
Yes, we are just working. We are just working very hard here.
It's a little hard to hear you. Can you come closer to the microphone, or?
Yes, maybe just have a kind of just a second. Let's see if I can.
That's better.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes, we have more 3 or 4 months to finish this very challenging seva, and we are here working. I can just 1 second. Yes, Jai Hare Krishna. Hare Pranam. We are even building your room here in Florianópolis, so we can just show you just there. It's your room. Now it's kind of rain. I don't know how to say. Oh, there. It is more very, very sad that we are really working on this for the few months to come. And we have more 5 months to finish all this building. It's so, I don't know, sorry, don't dizer muito exaustivo. Exhausted, yes, but we are very happy with this favor. Thank you so much. Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much
Hare
for the
Krishna.
inspiration.
Florianópolis Yatra ki jai. Okay, good. Anyone else?
Wait.
Someone else have something you want to show and tell, or show or tell, or anything combination of these? Again, I'm in a situation where I'm not really, I might be able to get 2 screens up. Maybe that's the solution. But if anyone has something you want to share, you can shout out, as they say.
Guru Maharaj, can I share?
Please, yes.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Well, I would like to share something from our daily life, and because yesterday happened such a beautiful arrangement from, of course, Krishna's hand. So, as long as I'm in Krishna consciousness, that long my brother doesn't accept anything about Krishna consciousness. He's really against. Regarding me, he said that he loves me as a sister, but the topic about God and Hare Krishna, no go. We will not talk about it between us. So this almost 20 years like that, yes. And funny, yesterday we met with Dharmagupta, we met with his best friends, husband and wife, here in Dubai, because they are here for vacation. So they came to Dubai for 1 week, and we arranged already, we will meet, we will spend the day together, everything like this. So that was yesterday. And in the morning we went to Abu Dhabi, because in Abu Dhabi is the most beautiful mosque in the world. So whenever you're here, definitely you have to see that holy place in Abu Dhabi. And because, of course, the way on the 1.5 hours in one way, so we talk about also spiritual topics. So somehow Krishna arranged that we share all about our life as devotees, and they were so impressed. They were asking so many questions about karma, about vegetarian. I also explained how we offer the food. I mean, because I in the morning, to have something to eat on the way. And we spent really the whole day together, and all the time it was really Krishna consciousness day. And yesterday, because last Friday was Diwali here, and my Sanga leader, Harinam Anand Prabhu Guru Maharaj, you met him. He also celebrated this not because of Diwali in that sense, but because he invited all Kirtan Dubai family. Those are people who are coming on Kirtan Dubai, which is like in yoga centers event when we also Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that festival yesterday was meant for those guests. And us as a regular participant of that Sangha, we were not invited because of the space, because this is for a new people. And then because of the situation with friends of my brother, I wrote to and I invite all of us for if you can come, because somehow I felt that this will be the best, the end of the day. And he said, of course, please, yes, you have to come. So Guru Maharaj, my brother's best friends yesterday were offering ghee lamp, singing and dancing on Hare Krishna kirtan, and it was so amazing. And in the car, because we need to bring them back in their hotel, the friend, he said, you know what, this Dubai, it's interesting, but the best experience which I had in those 5 days here in Dubai, I think it was tonight. So thank you so much. I don't know, Guru Maharaj, what will happen with my brother, because I'm sure that they will share this with him. So this is what I want to share, how he found a way to give himself to those who are totally against whatever. So it's just wanted to share beautiful arrangements from Krishna's side.
Thank you. That's Krishna is he's very tricky, huh?
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
He can sneak into your brother's life. He's already snuck into your brother's life anyway, despite everything, because his sister is a devotee. So whether he likes it or not.
Yes. This was just extra push in a sweet way.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Okay. Who else? Anybody else have something? Some news from somewhere. Let's see. Is Arunodoy Sri here? I just wanted to ask, because I think it was 2 or 3 sessions ago. I don't see her. She had a question on the chat, and we didn't have time for it. But I guess.
Guru Maharaj?
Yes.
This is still Lalita. That's speaking. Hare Krishna. Arunada Shri is apologizing that she couldn't come today.
Oh, okay.
She had an appointment for picking up her passport.
Okay.
So she apologized for that.
No problem. Okay.
But I would like to share something.
Okay.
But it's sort of personal, but I would like to share it. It may happen to some other devotees as well. During the chanting this morning, I don't know if that happens to any of you, but it happens to me. Sort of more sincere I try to be. More of this inner things comes up. Well, today somehow Krishna gave me an opportunity. I would think, I see this is mercy, but it wasn't fun at the time to remember like things that I've done wrong and things that I have said wrong to someone, or so a few major things came up in my memory, and from being like flying around chanting the holy name, and I was happy, it's Kartik month, this and that. Suddenly I pondered into my heart, and it was very humbling. And I'm grateful to Krishna that he whenever there is some sort of imbalance, that he comes and he puts me in my place, which I appreciate very much. And obviously thanking the Guru Maharaj for guiding me to the real thing, as Bhaktivinoda Thakura says in his songs. Pretenders are not welcome in Krishna's world. So if there is anything in the heart that's not genuine, I'm grateful that and thinks that Krishna gives an opportunity to sincerely regret things that we've done wrong, maybe in our life, to someone else, or out of ignorance as well. But still, Krishna is so merciful that gives a chance to reflect on that and become more real in my spiritual practice. I just want to say thank you, Guru Maharaj. Without your mercy, Krishna wouldn't come.
Hare Krishna. Well, what to say? It's Krishna. And I remember His Holiness Damodarastakam Swami making this point many times, that the more attraction we have for Krishna, the more love we have for Krishna, the more humble we naturally become. Or you can take it the other way around. As we recognize our failures, our faults, our mistakes, our insignificance, we become more humble, and that opens us to greater attraction and love for Krishna. As we see, we can comprehend, or we can sense more, an increasing sense of Krishna's greatness, Krishna's beauty, Krishna's perfection. we see ourselves smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So there's a kind of inverse function, I guess it would be called in mathematics, that as we appreciate Krishna's greatness, we appreciate our smallness, and vice versa.
Yeah, inverse functions or the functions with the exponent, with negative exponent.
Okay, you're a mathematician, so you know exactly what to call it.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a
Jai.
good time.
Okay, what else? Yeah, before I forget, tomorrow is it appearance or disappearance? I think appearance. Day of Srila Kshetra Babaji Maharaj. And speaking of humility, it's certainly inspiring to remember his life, his character, his ways, his austerity. Kshetra Babaji was a Babaji, and I was just reading, excuse me, basically he had nothing except his neck beads and his japa mala. and sometimes he wouldn't even wear his neck beads or have his japa mala. He was also maybe something of an avadhuta. Sometimes he would get some fish bones and he would throw them around where he was staying, so that when people would come, they would see these fish bones and they would think, oh, this Babaji, he is bogus. He's eating fish. And then they would go away. Because he didn't want all this attention. He didn't want all these people around. So, yeah, so many things about Kshetra Babaji. Was not a disciple of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. We see his picture between, on our altars, we have Srila Prabhupada, then Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, then Kshetra Babaji, and then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Jagannatha Babaji. One might think that means Kshetra was a disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That's not the case. It's much more that they were friends, but Kshetra Babaji liked to spend time with Bhaktivinoda Thakur. They would, Bhaktivinoda would give lectures on Bhagavatam, and Kshetra Babaji liked to come and listen. And presumably there was some discussion. And he had been living in Vrindavan, I think it mentioned, for 30 years. He had been a householder, and then his wife had died, and then he renounced everything. He took up the Babaji Vesha, and he went to Vrindavan, and he stayed for 30 years. And then he went to Navadip, met Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And then one day, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said to his son, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, at that time Bimal Prasad, you take initiation from Gorkishore Das Babaji. If you don't, I don't want to see you again. Don't come back. So it was quite a command. And this was a problem because Gorkishore Das Babaji was not taking any disciples. So Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur went to Gorkishore. He managed to sort of catch him on this one bridge that he would cross every day. He stopped him and said, I want to be your disciple. I have to be your disciple. If I'm not your disciple, if you don't accept me, there's nothing for me to do but jump off of this bridge, because my father won't take me back if I don't. So Gorkishore Das Babaji accepted him. And Bhaktisiddhanta, despite his great learning and despite Gorkishore Das Babaji himself being, what do you call it in German, analphabet, he was not able to read and write. He understood Gorkishore is spiritually so exalted, and therefore that's what matters, not some mundane learning. Right. Okay, let's see what we can do. Now I have to see if I can share screen. Screen, try that. Oops. Let's see. Okay. All right. Can everyone see this? Yeah, I think you can.
Yes.
Okay, so Hare Krishna Hermeneutics. Here we go. Hold on to your seats. We started to talk about this verse, as I remember, from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, based on a verse from Baladev Vidyabhushana. Amnaya prahatatvam harimiha paramang sarva shaktim rasabdim tatpindang sangschajivan prakritika valitan tatvimuktam chabhavat Veda Veda Prakasham Sakalam Hare Saranam Shuddha Bhaktim Sadhyam Tat Pritim Evetyupadishadi Janan Gaurachandra Swayam Sa. So this is, in a nutshell, what followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu follow in terms of theological understanding. And there are 10 points, sorry. And they're quite simple and straightforward, we may say. First, we get the point of pramana. The first one is, how do we know what we know? And the answer is, we know from Veda. And what is it that we know from the Vedas? Well, and then we get the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next 7 points are sambandha, namely that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. Technically, it says Hari, not Krishna, but so tattvam harim paramam. He possesses all energies, sarva shaktim. He is the ocean of rasa, rasabdim. Now this fourth one is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is adding to what was given in previous times by Baladeva Vibhushana and before him by Madhvacharya. From 9 points, he makes it 10 points. And of course, we understand this. This point is a major, major, major point. This is what makes Gaudiya Vaishnavism what it is, we can say. Tat bin angsangs cha jivan. The jivas are bina angshas. They are separate parts of him, tat, of the Lord. So that's the fifth point. Then the living entity, due to his nature of marginal energy, may become conditioned by material energy. Prakriti kavalitan. That's all explained in that line. So that's explaining about our being marginal. These terms don't come here, but this is the idea. Prakriti kavalitam, we can come under the Prakriti, material energy. Tatvi muktangs chabhavat, due to his marginal nature, the living entity in the liberated condition is free of the influence of material nature. The tat here refers to Prakriti. So Prakriti vimuktangs chabhavat. And then, okay, number 8 is giving us a Chinta Veda Veda. So Veda Veda Prakasham Sakalam. Sakalam api Hare, from Hari or with Hari. So everything in this material world is inconceivably one and different from the Supreme Lord Hari. So that's all Sambandha. And then the next point, pure devotional service is the highest occupation for the living entity. Sadhanam Shuddha Bhaktim. So what is the sadhana? It is Shuddha Bhakti. And finally, sadhya, what is the goal? Tat pritim. Pure love of Krishna is the living entity's ultimate goal in life. So that's the prayojana. So it's all packed into one verse. If we are wondering what is our siddhanta, we can say here it is in a nutshell. This is one way of understanding our siddhanta, but it's kind of a core understanding, we may say. Okay, now see what happens. Yeah, okay. It works. Ta-da. So I had a little fun this morning. Okay, we go to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. And this is the beginning of the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Srila Sanatana Goswami. In Madhya Lila chapter 20, he speaks, the teachings are chapters 20 through 24. So relatively speaking, for Chaitanya Charitamrita, even though it's still very much a summary, certainly it's within the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's quite extensive. In comparison, the teachings to Rupa Goswami find in chapter 19, and it's only part of chapter 19. So it's quite brief. Okay, now this all begins with this famous question from Shri Sanatana Goswami. Ke ami kene amai jare tapatroy iha nahi jani kamone hitohoy. And I've underlined 3 question words in the verse. There's K. Oops, didn't want to do that. And there's, oops. No. Okay, we're still learning the tricks of this thing. Oh, that's because it's there. What this? Yeah. So K ami. Who am I? Who am I and why am I suffering? Why am I suffering? Tapatrai, the 3 kinds of miserable conditions. And the 3rd question, kamone hitahoy, how can I be benefited? How can I be benefited if I don't know the answers to the first 2 questions? Iha nahi jani. If I don't know who I am and I don't know why I'm suffering, then how can there be hita? How can there be benefit? Yeah, so what I wanted to do here was just point out, trying a little graphic art here, that we have this 3-fold division, sambandha, avideya, prayojana. And we can put these as a list, so we can start with sambandha, and based on sambandha, we go to avideya. We go from who and why to how. Who am I? Why am I suffering? How can I be benefited? And then from there, avideya, we can go to prayojana. But we can also think of this as bi-directional. It's working sort of back and forth. It's not unidirectional. It's going in both directions. What I mean is that we start out by hearing. We hear jiber swarupe Krishna Nityadas. We learn who we are, that we are servant of Krishna. As a result, what do? We serve Krishna. Rishi Keno, Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti-ruchate. We start engaging our senses in Krishna's service. And that leads us to better understanding of who we are. We get a deeper understanding, like, oh yeah, I'm a servant of Krishna. We get a better understanding of who is Krishna. Our understanding comes through service. It is the knowing that comes from service, which is not available otherwise. As we start to feel some reciprocation from Krishna. And we start to understand from acting avideya in Krishna consciousness, we have a better understanding of how it is that we suffer when we are not acting in Krishna consciousness. And then both sides of this, sambandha and avideya, both, they are giving us together an understanding of the goal. We get an appreciation of just what could possibly be this mysterious thing we call Krishna prema. And as we understand, as we're made aware, what is this Krishna prema? For example, we hear the Shikshashtaka prayers, the teachings of Mahaprabhu in the form of his Shikshastakam, which are all expressed in a mood of ecstatic prema. And yet they're all giving also the process. They're emphasizing the practice, especially of Sankirtan, of chanting the holy name. And in the very end, Ashli Shiva Bhararatam Pinashtumam, we get Mahaprabhu's expressing the mood of Srimati Radharani in her utter dedication to Krishna, no matter what conditions she finds herself in. So all of that vision is then sort of feeding, it's enriching our understanding of sambandha and avideya. Okay, now all of this is, again, siddhanta, and siddhanta, we remember, is something that should be presented in a brief way, so that we can ask the question, so that when a statement in Shastra comes up, we can ask ourselves, okay, how does this fit with our siddhanta? Or does it fit? There's a few essays on this. Okay, this is getting into difficult stuff. These are, okay, that was the end of the book. What we've been discussing the last few weeks is actually the end of this book, the supplement on hermeneutics. Let's see now. Now I need to go back. It's a big book. Not quite sure where to go. Okay, principles. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about this. Yasyadeve parabhaktir. We talked about this overarching principle, understanding tradition through Srila Prabhupada, accepting Prabhupada as the representative and conveyor of the essence of the tradition and parampara in the most appropriate way for our understanding and application. And then some quotes here. I think all I gave before was this one from Shvetashvatara Upanishad. Yasya deve parabhaktir yata deve tatagaro tasyate katita hyarta prakashante mahatmana. For the Mahatmas, the great souls, arta, the meaning of what is spoken, katita, is prakasha. It becomes manifest when there is implicit bhakti. It's translated as implicit faith. The word is bhakti. Parabhakti, highest bhakti in the Lord and the Guru. Okay, let's take a short quote. Morning Walk, Los Angeles, Prabhupada says, our whole process is following the example of predecessors, nothing independent. So that principle should be followed. We do not accept any preceptor who is free from the predecessors. So there are a lot of gurus in India who don't identify themselves with predecessors. And they will say that they have had direct realization, and they may have so many followers. Prabhupada says, well, we don't follow them unless they're identifying with predecessors. Okay, let's go to the next page. Okay, this is from Bhagavatam Purport, Canto 7, Chapter 15, verse 56. As recommended in Bhagavad Gita, Acharyopasanam, one must approach the Acharya for real knowledge. And then he quotes, Tat Vijnanartam Sagarum Eva Avigachet from Mundaka Upanishad. One must approach the Acharya, for then one will receive perfect knowledge. When guided by the spiritual master, one attains the ultimate goal of life. Now, sometimes in lectures, Prabhupada would quote this, and he will say, let's see if I can do this now. Yeah. He will emphasize, well, we can make it thicker. He'll emphasize abhigachet, and he'll say that this is imperative. So it's a kind of imperative. In Sanskrit, there's this is called vidhi leen. Vidhi means when there's rules, when there's some ritual to be done, then the particular form of the verb, which is telling you what to do, is called the vidhi leen form. And that's what this is. And technically it's not imperative, as is, what is it called? Lut? I don't remember now. The full imperative, like when Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityaja, mam ekam sharanam vraja. That vraja is fully imperative. Do it. Go to the shelter of me. But this abhigachet is quite a strong, it's not a total imperative, but it's imperative enough in the sense that tat vijnanartam, if you want to understand artha, the vijnana of the ultimate truth. So if you want that, then you must do this. You must approach a guru. If you don't want that, then you don't have to approach a guru. That's kind of the idea. So it's if you want a certain result, then you must do. That's the vidhi. Okay. And Prabhupada would often emphasize his own success in these terms. Letter to Brihaspati, November 17th, 1971. I am successful in my teaching work because I have not deviated 1 inch from my spiritual master's instruction. This is my only qualification. And to Jayapataka Swami, 1970, April 17th. Regarding our books, the words are ambrosial because they are not my personal words. They are instructions of my predecessors, and I am just trying to administer them to my best knowledge. That is the way of parampara system. We have nothing to manufacture, but simply carry the message as a faithful person. That will be effective. So Prabhupada wanted his message to be effective, and that's how he saw it will be effective. Oh, we may have started this. Giriraj Swami explaining. Yeah, okay, it was about observing Ekadashi. So he's talking about the instruction Prabhupada gave about Ekadashi, which is nice to remember since tomorrow's Ekadashi. Let's see, given that Srila Prabhupada derives his authority from the tradition, we find places where he told us that individually we can take on greater austerities on Ekadashi as fully within our tradition. The harmonizing would be that we would not impose those greater austerities on official ISKCON programs, nor propagate them as being higher or better than what he gave us. Yeah, there was a time in 1988 in Vrindavan. The late His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami was there, and I was also there. Yeah, a few quite senior devotees were there. Burijan Prabhu, Damodar Swami Maharaj, Sachinandan Swami Maharaj, they were all there. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj got inspired that he wanted to do the full Ekadashi fast, the way it's described in the Hari Bhakti Vilasa. And his way of doing things was always kind of, he would get everybody involved one way or another. And so he invited a few of us to join him to do this fast. You eat, I don't think we followed the thing that you eat only one meal the day before. I don't remember that. But we did the full fast on Ekadashi. Trying to remember if we did it near Jal or not. I think we did near Jal. And staying up all night and then having kirtan and having discussion. And we did this all together with Goswami Maharaj in his place where he was staying. And it was nice. It was very nice. The all-night session was, it was kind of challenging, but because we were in a group and because we had this determination, it went well. And we had some very interesting discussions. And that was especially favorite feature for Tamal Krishna Maharaj. He made a list of topics that we should discuss, controversial topics. Keep us awake by some controversy. Okay, there's quite a bit on this subject of Srila Prabhupada's, how we understand. Okay, it may be good to read this about Sridhar's commentary. As many of you may know, we give great honor to Srila Sridhar Swami as the oldest extant commentary. Extant means still available. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praises him very much and rather strongly condemns Sri Vallabhacharya for not showing proper respect for Sridhar Maharaj. At least that's according to Krishnadas Kaviraj. The oldest extant commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam was written by Sridhar Swami. Older commentaries are known only by name or isolated fragments. No solid evidence supports his exact lifespan. One scholar, Kalpataru, has tentatively assigned his birth to the beginning of the 15th century. Though he may have lived earlier. In India, more than 1 century is usually needed for a commentary on traditional literature to become established as authority. As far as is known, Sridhar Swami did not belong to any of the major Vaishnava schools, but was probably an initiated member of Shankara's Advaita Sampradaya. Nonetheless, the opinions he expressed in his commentaries on Srimad Bhagavatam and Vishnu Purana were staunchly Vaishnava. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cutting comments to Vallabhacharya, prominent Vaishnavas, testify to the great respect Chaitanya had for Sridhar's opinions, as Lord Chaitanya's biographer Krishnadas Kaviraj recounts. Oh, and then we get the quote, okay. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smilingly replied, "One who does not accept the Swami or husband as an authority, I consider a prostitute. You have dared criticize Sridhar Swami and you have begun your own commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam, not accepting his authority. That is your false pride. Sridhar Swami is the spiritual master of the entire world because by his mercy, we can understand the Srimad Bhagavatam. I therefore accept him as a spiritual master." Whatever you might write due to false pride, trying to surpass Sridhar Swami would carry a contrary purport. Therefore, no one would pay attention to it. One who comments on the Bhagavatam following in the footsteps of Kshetra Swami will be honored and accepted by everyone. Okay. Okay. So Kshetra Swami is foundational, and ours is a commentarial tradition. We understand Shastra with commentary. We're back. Okay. And so that's an important point of hermeneutics. Obvious, perhaps. Let's just go briefly to Pandava and Bhagavati's question. Based on Damodarastakam, Krishna's shark-shaped earring swings. Have you seen a deity who has such earrings? I've tried to buy but could not find. Well, what's said there as shark shape is makara. And the makara is a sort of combination of a shark and sometimes an elephant and sometimes some other animal is a makara. And this is quite common in South India, this sort of ornament. And so if you're looking in North India, if you're looking in Vrindavan, for example, you may not see. Although, I don't know, I think I've seen. They may make them look just like kind of fish. Yeah, I remember years ago worshiping Gaur Nitai in Schloss Rettershof. We had ear ornaments for Gaur Nitai that were kind of fish shaped. But for real makara, I think you'd have to look in South India. Yeah. I'm just... Oh, that's where the chat is. Okay. Oh, but I can't see it and see the screen at the same time. Yes, makara is a kind of crocodile, indeed. Well, is it a crocodile or is it a combination of a crocodile and something else? Maybe. One day we may know the answer to that definitively, and when we do, we can make a definite announcement.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Sugopi here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I think makara can be more like an alligator, which has narrow, like crocodile has broader jaw, whereas makara has narrower jaw.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we know. We can rest peacefully. Yeah, which verse is that now? It's the first one, isn't it? Namamishvaram Sachitananda Rupam Vasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. So it's Kundala. And Kundala, I think, can be any sort of ear ornament. Kundalam Gokule. They're swinging and shining. They're reflecting off the cheeks of Krishna. Okay, somebody, we're hearing some background noise from someone. So that must be a sign that it's time to end for today. So I will say thank you all for joining us. And I do wish you a wonderful week. And our thanks to our translators. And what else? Was there something else? Oh, there's been some birthdays. Ananda Mai had a birthday, but that's already some weeks ago. A belated happy birthday to Ananda Mai. Anyone else have a birthday that's come up or will be coming up?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
Analia.
Analia.
Yes, today.
Please wish her a happy birthday for us. Okay, good. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.